Thank you so much, Avantika. Yes, it's a day of mourning, viewers. As you know, that one of India's greatest nation builders is no more. His final rites will be performed at around 4:30, so CNN News 18 will be constantly covering this event, this unfortunate event, which actually leaves a massive hole now in corporate India. Let me go straight across to Mr. Scindia, the Union Minister for Aviation, who joins us. Mr. Scindia, thank you very much. You've, of course, been in government for many years, both in the UPA era and, of course, in the NDA, handling economic portfolios. Family also had ties to the Tata family. First of all, how do you remember the great man, Mr. Ratan Tata, and how did he impact perhaps your outlook? How did he shape your evolution personally and, of course, the nation's evolution?
Mr. Tata, first of all, was a gentleman. Most unassuming, humble to the core, very clear in his enunciation, solid on his values, always had the interests of the customer topmost in his mind, and was always focused on building a world-class product and serving every single customer. Mr. Tata, throughout his life, built a spirit of perseverance, built a spirit of steadfast dedication, and the ability to take risks when no one would venture forth. Look at the examples he set for us in his life. The acquisition of Tetley in England, followed by the acquisition of Chorus through Tata Steel, followed by his vision of producing the cheapest car in the world for every single Indian, and how steadfastly he stood dedicated to that cause, followed by the acquisition of Jaguar Land Rover. And it would be in the fitness of things to say that Mr. Ratan Tata did not represent only the house of Tatas. Mr. Ratan Tata represented the aspiration of every single Indian. Mr. Ratan Tata held the Indian flag high in the global firmament of nations. And today, we not only miss him, we not only pay homage to him, but for me, it has been a very, very, very personal loss. The Scindia family has had a very old and close association with the Tata family. Sir Jamshedji Tata, when he was setting up Tata Steel, and investors did not invest in the US and in Europe, my great-grandfather, Madhavrao Scindia I, brought up the whole issue of Tata Steel because he knew that India's infrastructure had to be built. His son, J.R.D. Tata, had a very close relationship with my grandfather, Jivaji Rao Scindia. In 1942, when Air India was formed, they both together put Gwalior on that first blueprint of Air India. My father had a close association with Ratan Tata. I first met Ratan Tata ji when I was a child of 10 years old in Mumbai. And I have enjoyed a relationship with him for the last 40 odd years. I remember when I came back from Harvard as a banker with Morgan Stanley, many times went to him for guidance, visited him, talked to him about his company's aspirations. In 2016, I had invited him to the Scindia School as the chief guest for our Founders' Day. And I have such vivid memories. At the age of 80, he walked through every stall of the exhibition, spent time with each child, engaged with each child, and there was a herd of students flocking to him for photographs, flocking to him for autographs. He had the ability to capture the soul of every single individual. And 2 years ago, I had the good fortune of having a meal with him at his Bombay house with my wife and my son. And his blessings have been with my son as well. And therefore, for me, apart from a national loss, it's been a very, very personal loss. May God give his soul peace, and may he live with us and inspire us to not only work for ourselves, but to work for the nation and to keep India's flag flying high. Ratan Tata was a titan. Ratan Tata was a Ratna of Mother India.
Now, Mr. Scindia, India is, of course, a civilizational state with values. It lives and breathes values. And as someone whose life mirrored independent India's trajectory, so did Ratan Tata. In some ways, there's a real confluence, isn't there, of values between these two.
His life as a human being, I started exactly with that. Simplicity, purpose in life, service of people, strict adherence to the highest standards of morals and values ever seen in our country in the business circles. A commitment to development, even at the ripe age old of 80. The ability to take up a challenge and take the decision that he wants Air India back in the fold of the House of Tatas, to become the world-class product that it once was, founded by his father. And above all, a compassionate human being, a loving human being. Mr. Tata is not only known for all his achievements, but for finding a place in every single person's heart who he worked with. Not only his peers. I remember as a child in Bombay House, the headquarters of the Tata Group, every stray dog was welcome. Every stray dog was fed. Such was the compassion and the human angle of Ratan Tata ji. And that is also what is going to be missed in our country. We not only miss great leaders, we miss good human beings because they leave an everlasting impact, not only on our minds, but more importantly, in our hearts.